Hello and welcome back to Betrayer. We're just in the woods, running around, you know, pretty standard. My stomach's making weird noises, that's a good sign, I'm sure. I think we're looking for a skull thief, but I'm not entirely certain. Yes, we are. Okay. Longbow it is. Nope. Hello. Oh god. That one had a goat face. Is it even taking damage? What? Okay, I guess it is. Cool. They're getting more powerful, and that's nice. And just as I was so confident that I could easily defeat them. That is a shame. I guess we need to visit this shadow, or wraith, or whatever the hell it is. You know, just as I was getting more powerful, the game throws stronger enemies at me. It's almost as though that's sensible, and maintains the challenge. Who would have thought it? Hello. I see you here. I couldn't kill him. I couldn't kill Barnaby Burden. Why did you want to kill him? I remember pulling his arm, telling him to come with me, saying we must hurry. Men are coming to kill James Markley, to punish him for sending those men to the haunted place. But Barnaby Burden pushed me away and ran to ring the bell. He was shouting to warn them. I started crying. I ran out the gate and down the hill. I heard him call my name, but I kept running. This is your feather nexus? Then you must be Eminute. What happened after you ran from the fort? He chased me, calling my name. I kept running, but there was a bad smell, a bad place. I didn't want to go there. I knew Barnaby Burden was close, so I picked up my stick and hid myself. When he passed by, I attacked him. He took the stick from me, so I hit him with my hands. I bit him. He pushed me away, and I attacked him again. That's all I remember. Found a tree branch with dried blood clotted on the sharper end. I shall tell him this tale. Eminute attacked you with this branch. She flew at me from the undergrowth, shrieking and howling. I tried to console her, but she was inconsolable. Odd that. I pushed her away, but she kept lunging at me. And suddenly her fury ceased. I remember seeing that the branch was stuck into her. She had impaled herself on it as she flung herself at me. She was gasping. She looked so frightened, so vulnerable. I had never seen her like that. Great sorrow washed over me. I pulled the branch free, but it had caught in her entrails. They came snaking out of the wound. It took a long time for her to die. I stayed with her until the end. Well. Ouchie. Now let us go and return this person's skull to them. And they'd probably be glad of having that back. Useful thing to have is a skull. Keeps your brain safe, don't you know? Unless you're a wraith, in which case, I guess, it's just helpful to have. You know, it's nice. It serves as a nice memento when you weren't dead. Hello, here. Have a skull. It has been oddly decorated, but I'm grateful to have it back. I have a gift for you in return. A tracker's longbow. Ooh. Ooh. Nope. Don't mind me, just shooting the ground. Tracker's longbow. 45 damage. This does 100 damage. What a terrible item. Well, thanks. I guess it's the thought that counts. Whatever. Nothing else is heard in the darkness. I'll grab up some, you know, there's no point to those. As far as I can tell, I'll grab up some more. What do you mean, can't carry? Oh, I have full stocks, somehow. Cheers. Ring. Hey, nothing in the light. Oh, hello. You still here? I've been here once before, searching for Tabitha. Sam and Holt insisted on coming with me, for our friendship with the tribe was in tatters, and some Indians who had never wanted us here would attack any Englishman they met. I will go no further, for I am filled with dread. I shall remain here as long as I can steel myself, but when you leave I shall return to Fort Hope and await you there. I learned the fate of a wraith. What did you learn? Barnaby Burden killed Amanut, though it seems he did not mean to. I imagine there can be no greater grief. I have a gift for you. This corn cob. It has already been gnawed clean. Why are you giving this to me? I thought you could chew on it if you're hungry. That would surely cure me of my appetite, but perhaps you are more in need of sustenance. This feather necklace that belonged to Amanut, daughter of the Indian king. Remember her wearing it. Why are you giving it to me? To honour her memory before she died, in case you want to deliver it to her tribe. I do not know that any of them survive, but it is a most worthy sentiment. Oh, there we go. Right, onwards to the next area, which is possibly the last area. Or it could literally just be a boss fight that we're walking into without knowing. I have no idea. Just no idea. There's a totem over there. Never mind that. You've cleansed those, so it's probably fine. Well, no one seems to be wandering around this area. Don't seem to be any enemies guarding the way, so, you know. Whatever. I guess we just keep on going. My stomach is still making strange noises. Yep, no, there it goes. The Westward Path destination. All destinations unlocked. Forbidden Wilds. Oh. Well, this seems like a sensible place to visit. I'm sure I came here in daytime. It's very foggy. I'm not convinced that I really want to be here. But I guess I have to be. Does that look suspiciously like a wraith to you? Because it looks suspiciously like a wraith to me, but I'm almost certain that I visited in the daylight. I must report to the Lord Governor. Who are you? I'm Clement Wright. James Markley sent you after his daughter Alison. I remember seeing her flee into the woods. I wanted to go after her, but I was wounded. Unlocked ambush site destination. The clapper is missing. It must be replaced before the bell will ring. Like a blood-stained strip of cloth, it appears to have come from a woman's gown. The remains of a man who seems to be killed with an Indian arrow. Yeah. Explosive. Found a scrap of bright red cloth stuck to a tree by an Indian arrow. Well then. Yeah, and I'm not convinced that that wraith should be there. He seems... It seems like I've just entered the shadow world. Cool. You know, don't mind those guys. They happen every now and again. Just popping out the ground now. Cool. Why so many? Please. No more. I mean, there's an awful lot of shades and things around. It's a tad concerning, if I'm honest. The sort of number of these things. Journal, okay, I have to check that. I can't not check that. Clues. No, that doesn't seem right. People, notes, investigations. She's Alison Markley. Outlying settlements, deep forest, forbidden wilds. James Markley remembers sending Clement and 2 others after Alison Simon when they defied his word and went into the forbidden wilds. Oh. Notes. That doesn't sound good. Oh well. Let's just start picking people off, I guess. Oh. Don't mind that. And just eliminate these enemies. They're an impressive looking Indian headdress. Well, yes, I suppose that makes sense, considering I'm pretty sure that we're in an Indian camp of some kind. Unlocked Indian village destination. Cool. Well, that's a suspicious looking box. Huh. Can't carry any more of this ammo. Ah, there's no note here. Goodness me. Usually likes to leave us notes. Does my pal the merchant? He's keen on. Lets us know what's going on. Can't say that I'm going to be looking for him in the future. He seems to be gone, I suppose. No more Mr. Merchant. Good of him to leave his wares here, though. And I am still giving him money for them for some reason. Couldn't tell you why. But I guess that's just something that we do. Yeah. This place is sinister, to say the least. But I'm sure it's fine, really. I mean, yeah. I can't see any problems here. Oh, I can actually hear things. So, you know, it's good to remember that. Captain's pistol. Good. There is actually a thing over here, though. So let's go and see what it is. Near the ambush site, eh? Good lord, perhaps I can talk to him more. Yeah, that's probably it. An exceptional charm of vigour. Ah. I'll take that. 145 health. Some would say that is the waste of a healing potion, effectively. But they'd be right, in fact. Entirely right. 100% correct. You seem to be slightly hunched there. Shouldn't mind that. Is this broken arrow the one that injured you? I suppose it is. From my leg suddenly giving way, I didn't feel the pain until I was lying on the ground, staring at my bloody shaft that had torn through my knee. I had to break it off, to pull it out. Found this powder floss and the remains of a man who died nearby. Remember Simon Holtz pouring powder into the barrel of his musket, reloading as fast as he could, then he went stiff and fell sideways, an arrow in his throat. I found this scrap of cloth stuck to an arrow near here. Alison was fleeing into the woods, an arrow caught her cloak and pinned her to a tree. She yanked herself free and kept running. I wanted to go after her, but I was wounded. I must tell the Lord Governor. Perhaps if I rest here a while, I can make it back to Fort Hope. About that. You're not going to be making it back, I'm afraid. Right. You have more things to explore, I think. So. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. I mean, I'm not timing this episode, so I have no idea how long it's going to be. But I'm just going to... We're just going to keep going. Screw it. I'm pretty sure this is the end of the game. So we're just going to get the job done. Cool. I think that's the first time I've managed to kill one of those goat-headed ones without it hitting me. Oh, deer skull. Value of 50. That is a... hello? There appears to be a fire here. Well, that's lovely. Cool. So, after for a bell. Oh, there we go. Hello? The child remains of a woman visible through the flames. Strangely, there is no heat from the fire, though the stench is horrific. Well, that is highly suspect as far as I'm concerned. You know, that's a woman burning in a cold flame. I don't quite know what to make. I hear nothing else in the darkness. Oh. Well, that's... Where do I put the bell? Can I put it here? Can I leave the darkness? Is that acceptable? Can I do that? Anybody? Is that allowed? Do I not get to leave the darkness here? I mean, I have found all of the clues. There's loot around. I don't... I guess I just go to Fort Hope? I'll just go to Fort Hope. Okay. Fort Hope it is. We're just gonna go there. And see if she has anything to talk to us about. Now we have all the clues. Presumably we've pieced it together. Hello. You're here, I see. How's it going? Something has happened. You reek of smoke, of scorched hair and charred flesh. I found a woman burning in a blighted forest far to the west. I remember, she was weeping smoke from empty eyes as the flames consumed her, her flesh blackening and cracking from the heat. Clement writes that an arrow pinned your cloak to a tree as you fled into the woods. I remember him calling Simon's name as we crept through the forbidden wilds, and then saw 3 soldiers coming towards us and knew my father had sent them to bring us back. I hissed at them to be silent lest they reveal us to the Indians. But then someone asked them why they were carrying Indian weapons, and I realised they didn't come to bring us back. It was Clement's arrow that pinned my cloak to that tree. It was my arrow that wounded him. The others were all dead, so I left him there and went to find my sister. Is this Tabitha's arrowhead pendant? Yes, she wore it always, though she was careful to keep it hidden from our father, knowing he wouldn't approve. I found it near the burning woman. She wasn't burning when I found her. What happened? I remember staggering through the woods, faint from fear and grief, knowing she was near, for her sorrow called to me. I remember I stumbled and fell. I think I cried out, for the ground was strewn with dead birds. I looked around me and beheld the rotting carcasses of rabbits and deer and other beasts of the wood. And then I saw an Indian child and her mother clinging to each other in death. Beyond them were more corpses, their flesh blackened, their eyes clouded, their faces twisted in fear. I forced myself to walk on despite my horror, picking my way among the dead, choking on the stench of corruption. At last I saw a pillar ahead of me. Someone was bound to it, a woman, head lolled forward, her naked body stained with the blood that had spilled across her. I knew at once it was Tabitha. I stood before her, reeling from the ache of her despair and my own. I raised her face and saw that her throat had been cut open. I looked around at all the helpless creatures, beasts and men, drawn by the ache of her suffering and then drowned by it. I could feel the darkness spreading out from her, feeding on the hope it swallowed up. I knew it would never stop. They would only grow more ravenous. I wept for a long time, then I began to gather branches and pile them at the base of the pillar. I said a prayer and lit a fire, feeding the clothing that had been stripped from her into the flames. As the flames rose up and consumed her, my prayers became pleas. As her flesh blackened and cracked from the heat and dark smoke streamed from her eyes, I begged her to find peace. I begged her to let go of her torment before it consumed us all. And then I felt her anguish become anger. The ache of betrayal became the shrieking of scorn and vengeance. The trees withered and all that her fury touched turned to cinders. The dead things and the living were burned away. Those who had hurt her, those who had abandoned her, those who had loved her, all except me. I have a gift for you. The arrowhead, to remind you of her suffering, to remind you of her happiness. That is most thoughtful of you. The bloody arrow, to remind you of vanquishing a treacherous foe. To remind you of your courage. You might have rinsed it first. A scrap of cloth, in case you wanted to patch the tear. The Indian headdress, in case there's a chance to return it to its owner or his family. It's rather bulky to carry around. I shall leave it here and they can come and claim it if they so desire. What now? I don't quite... What do we do now? Guys? What's... Where do we go? Haven't we solved this now? The new world. What are we doing? I don't understand. Is there anything we can do here? I feel like we've finished, but we haven't. Clearly. Is there just no game over screen? I hear nothing else in the darkness. But is there something in the light? I guess I'm going to collect these up and see what they do. Yeah, you're still here. Strangely enough. Can I talk to you any? No, I can't. Hello? Clement Wright attacked Allison and Simon Holt. I knew it once they had gone into the Forbidden Wilds, even though I forbade it. I sent those men to make sure they didn't return, for I feared what they might bring back with them. What did you fear they would bring back? The doom of our colony. Allison found Tabitha deep in the Forbidden Wilds. When Tabitha vanished, I rode into the woods to search for her. I found her on her way to their village. It did not take long to get the truth from her. She was tied naked to a post. I stripped away her clothing so that the swell of her belly might be clearly observed. A child sewed by a savage she gave herself to willingly. You cut her throat? Yes, so that the shame she brought upon me might be ended. I left her there so that the tribe would know that we would soon kill our women and let them be touched by savages, even our own daughters. You are a horrible person. That's what you are. Right. Your father sent Clement Wright to kill you and Simon. Why would my own father... He claims he feared you would bring back the doom of the colony. And perhaps he was right. Perhaps I did. What if this is all my fault? Your father killed Tabitha. I feared you would say that. I think I already knew. I felt her dying. So much pain, so much fear, but she was so desperate to live. She was pregnant. Oh God, but how can that be? She never told me. I suppose that's why she was crying. She didn't think I could understand. And so she ran away, knowing she couldn't stay here. That must be why father was so angry, why he couldn't just bring her home. He must have blamed mother. He must have told himself that it was her fault that he had to kill Tabitha. Well, you've heard tormentors feeding off the fear and anguish of those who remain here. Freeing the wraiths you have met may help to quell her wrath. If there's some way you can convince them to let go of that which keeps them here, you must try. If you choose to go to her without releasing them, I expect you will find it a harder task to reason with her. Aha! I see. So you must not remain here any longer. I wish Philippa had come to me with the truth when there was still time to save Tabitha. I wish I could look upon my desk and see my daughters in the doorway, both of them the good girls they once were, loyal and dutiful to their father, not led by weakness or selfishness into folly or betrayal. I wish there had been no cause to punish them. You destroyed your family to protect your pride, that it was for naught. For you will be remembered as a cowardly murderer. Let your savagery curse you to torment. Be at peace. Not that you necessarily deserve it. Go away. I picked a different man to torment with his insults and scorn. Wishing won't change what has already come to pass. Release the guilt and resentment that bind you here and be at peace. Okay, I see. Right. So I'm gonna go and tell them all to bugger off now. Pretty much. So I guess there's another episode here. There may have been edits to this episode, because I wandered around the area and I don't know how long it is. That's possible. But basically, the next episode is probably going to be the last episode. And it's going to be a combination of me going everywhere and telling everyone to leave, and then probably a boss fight at the end. Or more talking. I don't know. So thank you for watching this episode of Betrayer. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next